And first of all, welcome. It is a pleasure to see such an outstanding group that we have here tonight, and it's always a pleasure to have students present, and then especially when it's associated with something that I'll give Ms. Peterson all the credit that she has put together and got all of the involvement in the recycling as we have. But especially with the students, thank you very much for the job that you do. And we have students that are dressed in green, as well as there's two middle school students behind that we'll let them introduce in a few minutes. But at this time, once again, thank you for being here, and thank you for your interest in what you do for the city of Calhoun. And at this time, if you'll please rise, we'll have the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Father, we thank you for another day in your kingdom. We thank you for the group that's present here tonight. We ask that you guide us in all our thoughts and deliberations so that we may do what is pleasing to you. We also ask that you be with our nation. Shine your guiding light upon it. Protect our troops as they serve their country overseas. Guide their safe return. We also ask that you put your healing hand on those that are in special needs and be with families as they have recently lost loved ones. We also ask that you be with us here tonight as we carry on the business of the city. Amen. Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Anybody take that?
That's the best.
Was awesome.
Technically standing for the
I'll have to admit, sitting right here, the Pledge of Allegiance sounds a lot different with so many people in the room saying it at the same time. So once again, thank you for your presence. Everybody's been presented with a copy of tonight's proposed agenda. If there are no additions or corrections, to have a motion to approve.
Moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Also in your packet, you've got a copy of the minutes of the regular council meeting of September the 18th. If there are no additions or corrections to those minutes, to have a motion to approve.
So moved. Approved. Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Under Mayor's comments, we would like to move Judy Peterson's presentation from the first item under old business to under Mayor's comments, and this will allow our students to get out in time to go back and do their homework and study for tomorrow's activities, and I know they're excited about that. But at this time, I'll turn it over to Ms. Palazzolo and Mrs. Peterson.
Welcome. We are so excited and honored to have so many people in attendance this evening. We're here tonight to say a big thank you to all of the businesses that have made this recycling program possible in our community. I will begin by calling out all the businesses that support the recycling program. If there's a representative in the room, if you will please stand, and we'll hold all applause until the end. And I apologize, this week I found out that I need readers, and so I hope that y'all bear with me while I go through this. Well, I'm worried, we'll see if this works. Okay, oh, no.
Doesn't need them as badly as some.
Yeah.
You want to try those?
Well, we'll go through the whole spectrum. Yeah. No. I'll just kind of hold it real far. Oh no.
Okay.
So we'll do this. All right. So if you're in attendance, please stand and we'll hold the applause until the end. Adventist Healthcare Systems of Gordon Hospital, Chick-fil-A, El Sol, Farmers Furniture, Doves, Calhoun Paint and Decorating, 365, Mother Nature's Eden, Haney's Jewelry, Velo Vineyard, Gym Theater, Calhoun Watch Shop, Pets R Us, VAC, Pete's Music, our Chamber of Commerce, Wall Street Grill, Halstead Flooring, Gordon County Jail, Wing Me Up, Seventh-day Adventist Office, Dr. Koshmal, Healthy Stop Salad Shop, Papa John's Pizza, Lindsay's Liquor, Calhoun Liquor, Brick Gates Veterans Bar, Star Supplies, Merle Norman, Ace Hardware in Adairsville, Party Liquor, Langston Security, Calhoun Times, Jimmy Payne with Coast to Coast, and he is the largest contributor to the recycling program, so that is wonderful. Our Gordon County Library, El Pueblito, our city utilities, Owens Florist, the Gym Theater, Calhoun Cancer Center, DePrima's, all Calhoun City schools, and that includes Calhoun Elementary, Calhoun Middle, as well as Calhoun High, Bailey's Auto, TJ Office Supply, Neil Holzenbach, Garniceria Martinez, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, Precision Computer Repair, Big John's Treat Shop, Calhoun Farm Supply, Animal Hospital, Foam Products, The Yellow Jacket, Gordon County Government, Print Shop, Wedding 101, Pokies, and Gilreath Piano. So if we could give all of those. Again, a very special thank you to all of those businesses, because without their support, this would not be possible. However, I would like for Judy Peterson to please step forward. Our recycling program, come on up. Our recycling program is a success because of her. She's the one who has pioneered this program. She volunteers countless hours. I can't even imagine, I can't even imagine how many hours she puts in. I know that she spends her time finding businesses to come and support the program. On the weekends, she's constantly thinking of ways that we can expand and make the program better. I know that she works over there, so she's not only, looking for businesses, but she's over there, dividing plastic and sorting through everything. We owe a lot to her. She gives her heart and soul to this program, and we are forever grateful for her leadership and for her dedication, and I would just love to give her a huge round of applause for everything.
Before Judy gets started, when she finishes, we would love to have our pictures made with the students from the schools, and so if you will just, when she finishes, if you'll just come up front, the council and I will join you, and we'd love to have a picture made. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. It's a wonderful crowd. So we appreciate every one of you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So we do appreciate each and every one of you, and I think all of you are here in different capacities. The businesses, I can't thank you enough, because you make this work. You give us your cardboard, you give us your paper, your plastic, and that's what the schools do. So we love all of you for doing this, so thank you so much. I'm going to be really quick because we want to get right to the business, and that would be the business of, after thanking the businesses that do this, we want to let the schools have the floor and let them show us and tell us what a great program they have, and we love working with you, so thank you so much. You're incredible. But when you think about this partnership that we have, whether it be the City of Calhoun with the businesses, whether it be the City of Calhoun with the schools, or whatever it is, there's several things that happens in this partnership. So I'm just going to point these out. This partnership of where we recycle on a weekly basis, it does a lot of great things. It truly does. It reduces solid waste that businesses generate, and it pays for, and that businesses have to pay for. So businesses don't have to put all this waste in the garbage, and therefore they don't have to pay as much for their waste. So think about that. So there's money being saved in all kind of areas. It directs dollars from the processing of OCC and paper to a program that promotes growth in a green initiative. And that makes me feel good as a citizen of Calhoun. It really does. It builds a collaborative relationship. And we have such a great relationship with the schools and with the businesses. And I love that. I truly do. It allows our schools to work with someone who will help in picking up materials. Well, basically, they bring it to us. Y'all do a great job of getting the material over to the warehouse. We process it for you. We sell it for you. We get it to Dalton, but then we try to put that money back into Calhoun City Schools. So I want you to understand that money does go back to the schools, and I think that's very important. And then I guess the ultimate thing is, though, that this program of partnership kind of closes that loop of cradle to grave. So we're doing some great things, but we're also putting things back where they belong, and I think that's the most important. Materials that are worth money, they're getting returned back into the system where they're reprocessed, they're repurposed, and they're redistributed as new material. And to me, that is far better than burying it. So thank you so much. So I'm going to turn this over to Angie Gravett. She's going to start, and then that will follow. The middle school will follow, and then Clay Stevens from the high school will follow that. So, Angie, it is all yours. We're so glad you're here.
Ms. Peterson, before you go any further, let me remind the audience here that this meeting is being streamed live on YouTube. So if you want to see yourself when you get home and you got parents' permission, go on YouTube and watch yourself some TV. So it's pretty interesting.
All right, good evening, Mr. Mayor and City Council members. My name is Angie Gravett. I am a 1st through 5th gifted teacher at Calhoun Primary and Elementary School. Along with my teaching responsibilities, I am the Going Green Committee Chair and the sponsor for the 5th grade Rota Kids. I have brought my Rota Kids here with me tonight so they can share with you some of our amazing accomplishments that we have done with our environmental education program we have at the complex. Our environmental education program was started back in 2009 in partnership with a high school science teacher, Mr. Marcus Palazzolo, who is also an advocate for a healthy environment. We started so small. Just one large rolling can is all we had to collect some scraps of paper. And over the years, our program has grown along with our environmental awareness. With the help of Judy Peterson and the amazing staff at the Calhoun Recycling Center, with Malden Trash, Mohawk, Gordon County 4-H Club, our local fire department, Miss Beth Vaughn and Food Lion, and of course our administrative team at Calhoun City Schools, our recycling program is thriving. You will see some of the items we are currently recycling at the school level, and you will hear over and over again the reason why we recycle. It is important. It's the right thing to do. Our footprints matter. Sorry. We know that no one will ever get monetarily rich from recycling paper, cardboard, plastic, or metal, and to my knowledge, no one will get monetarily rich from teaching either. But our teaching goes way beyond monetary. Our teaching blends our past, present, and our future together. We teach about the importance of recycling and the care for our environment because we care about our earth and our future generations. We teach about the importance of recycling, and we teach about the importance of building partnerships and relationships with businesses in our community. We teach about the importance of working together in our community for the betterment of our community because it's the right thing to do. Our footprints matter. We have a saying at the complex, and it's printed on our shirts. It's plain and simple. Be smart. Do your part. Going green the jacket way. Now, I'd like to introduce my Rota Kids.
Hello, City Council members and Mr. Mayor. Hi, I'm Danica. Hi, I'm Maddie. City Council members and Mr. Mayor, we have come to tell you how we can recycle at Calhoun Elementary School. You can take everyday objects like plastic bottles and send them off to turn them into carpet and new plastic. And when we recycle, it saves our planet, and we don't fill landfills, and it pollute our earth. Recycling protects our animals from pollution too. So please recycle. Our message to everyone is be smart and do your part. That's our saying at Calhoun Elementary, and we want to take it all around our community and beyond. Our footprints matter. Thank you for your time.
Hello, City Council members and Mr. Mayor. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and City Council members.
Ladies, speak into the mic so you can hear yourself on YouTube.
Hello, City Council members and Mr. Mayor. Hello, I am Bella. And I am Kinsley. We are here to tell you why we recycle paper at Calhoun Elementary. When we recycle paper, we keep the paper out of the landfills. When we recycle paper, we save trees from being cut down for new paper. When we recycle paper, we are not being wasteful. Recycling paper creates jobs for city workers. When we recycle paper, we are doing the right thing. Recycling is the right thing to do, and our footprints matter. Thank you. Hello, City Council members and Mr. Mayor. My name is Callie. My name is Janet. We should recycle plastic bags because it saves our animals. Recycling keeps animals from suffocating or choking. It keeps animals like sea turtles from mistaking plastic bags for food. We should recycle plastic bags to keep them from polluting our earth. When we recycle, we can make new things such as track stick and park benches. When we recycle, we help make our community look clean and not trashy. We recycle because it's the right thing to do. We recycle because our footprints matter. Thank you. Hello, City Council members and Mr. Mayor. Hello, my name is Connor. Hello, my name is Dave. Hello, my name is Tyler. We are here to explain why recycling something as small as a paper towel tube is important.
This is a paper towel tube and is made of cardboard. Recycling cardboard keeps our landfills from filling up.
Recycling cardboard provides jobs for city workers.
Recycling cardboard provides materials for school projects. Recycling cardboard is the right thing to do.
We should all recycle.
It's just the right thing to do. Our footprints matter.
Thank you. Hello, City Council members and Mr. Mayor. Hi, I'm Stella. Hi, I'm Lila. And we are here to tell you reasons why we recycle. We recycle because thousands of animals die every year from choking on pop-tops like these. Recycling helps our earth from being polluted. Recycling these little pop-tops helped the Ronald McDonald House. The Ronald McDonald House is a home next to the hospital that comforts parents while their baby is being treated. The last reason we recycle, but certainly not the least reason, recycling is the right thing to do. Our footprints matter. We care for our earth and we want others to care too. Thank you.
We need them to come do our reports every month. It'd be a lot more interesting.
It's going to be a hard act to follow there. Miss Rice is not able to be here tonight. She's, I think, had an emergency in the family. So she's the other teacher in the middle school that works with the Going Green program. Right now, I'm going to let one of her students speak about what they're doing in class. Come on.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and City Council members. We're the Going Green group of the Calhoun Middle School, and we recycle at the middle school and take it over to the recycling center downtown, and we have our shirts that we have to use for hall passes and show that what we do, and we recycle all sorts of papers and plastics, and we go around the school and collect them. One of my colleagues is going to tell you more about
Like my colleague said, that we do use our shirts for hall passes around the school, and we also created them because it was fun to hang out outside. Our shirts symbolize what we do, and
recycle paper, you usually think of like making it into new paper, but when we went to Halstead, I learned that you can make it into like installation and a lot of other different things. And I also didn't know that you can recycle rainwater, which is another thing we saw on our field trip that they do at Halstead Flooring. Now to his class.
This is Gabe Cook. He's going to talk a little bit about what we do on we meet every other day, so he's going to talk about what we do every other day, day-to-day type things.
Hello, I'm Gabe Cook. I'm in Mr. Robertson's Going Green class. We're just one of the recycling classes in the school. We gave recycling boxes to every teacher in the school, and we collect cardboard, plastic, and paper, and we go and we separate the cardboard, plastic, and paper, and we go to collect the cardboard, plastic, and paper. We have trash cans that were donated by Molden, and then we take all those materials and we go to the recycling center and we separate them up, and they are repurposed for other things. Right now in our class, we are working on some commercials that will be shown on the morning announcements to promote recycling within our school. Thank you.
So there's a reason why Judy Peterson is she's so enthusiastic about this program, is because she's a science teacher. Yeah. Okay, so a lot of the kids, when we watch some very informative videos about maybe the life cycle of a plastic bottle. Okay, so some of you guys, if you've never looked at the life cycle of a plastic bottle, if you go on YouTube and you search this up, there's a TED Talk, and it's really simple, just takes a few minutes, but it really drives the point home that it's like the national deficit. Okay, it is. The deficit is clicking faster than you can count. I mean, it's just, and the revenue, it's not quite there, right? So recycling, well, you're thinking of production of bottles, and then what we're actually recycling, oh man, the production is like the deficit. And then what we're actually recycling, that's like the revenue. Okay, so we're getting further and further and further and further behind. So the life cycle of a bottle, we're talking about when these kids talked about the environmental issues, yeah, when bottles are put in a landfill, it takes like 1,000 years for these things to decompose. Okay, so that's if you had 3 bottles, one of them goes in the landfill, 1,000 years to decompose. Not to mention when the bottle starts to break down, the chemicals make their way into your waterways. Okay, the second, and you guys, if you've never seen this is it's fascinating, but it's also disheartening. There's great garbage patches in the ocean, okay, and there's garbage patches, I mean, like the size of Gordon County, I guess, right? So there's vortexes in the ocean by ocean currents that are trapping these water bottles, these plastics, and these plastics aren't just coming from, somebody sipping a drink on the beach and tossing bottles on the beach. They're coming from Gordon County. They're coming from Wisconsin. They're coming from all over the United States. Okay. Now we have regulations in our country. Some countries don't have these types of regulations. They're dumping trash right into their waterways. That's raw sewage, trash, right into the waterways. Fortunately, in this country, I don't think we have to deal with that on that grand scale. But the bottles that we dispose of could make their way into the great garbage patches of the oceans. That's true. And the third option is the water bottle that gets to be recycled. So it gets to be recycled and possibly be a chair you're sitting in or something like that. So not only are we recycling because it's good for our kids to learn to recycle because of the environment, yet we're doing it also because the benefit financially from from the recycling program for Calhoun City Schools. But footprints matter. Absolutely, that is true. It is the right thing to do. Also, our program, we're trying to promote recycling, but we're also having to promote convenience of recycling. Because how many of us would recycle more if it was convenient? I know myself, I'm digging through my trash can at home to dig out plastic bottles. Don't tell my wife I said this, but she's not completely on board yet with the recycling, okay? So I'm digging plastic bottles out of the trash can. I'm like, hey, you know, I'm going to dig it out, so why don't you just go ahead and put it in this bin? But it's not really that convenient, so she doesn't do it. Like I said, shh. Okay, so what I see on this piece of paper, Calhoun Recycling will receive approximately $300,000 for road tractor, 2 trailers, drive-through facility, a step closer to roadside or curbside recycling. That makes me ecstatic because I'm thinking curbside recycling, how convenient it would be for us to recycle, how much more recycling that we would receive. I'm telling you, the numbers that you see now would pale in comparison to the numbers you'll see if we have an opportunity to recycle curbside. So I see this SPLOST. I'm hoping and praying because I love Mother Earth. I enjoy Mother Earth. My wife, not so much. Okay? She's a mosquito magnet. Just saying.
Andy's going to kill you.
Just saying.
As counsel, I might remind you, you are on YouTube. But.
That's okay. Sure, there's a reality television show on right now, so don't worry about YouTube.
All right.
But I enjoy Mother Earth. And the things that I enjoy are waterways. All right, I can't tell you how many times I go to the lake and I spend a lot of time on the shore picking up trash. And my friends are like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, who else is going to do this? Every 3 years, maybe the Boy Scouts do a great cleanup around Lake Allatoona, but it's up to every single one of us to do our part. So it's about being a good citizen. All right, recycling is about being a good citizen. Okay, so I see this curbside recycling, and I hope it's going to be a reality. And I've done a little research, and cities all around us, I can't think of a city that neighbors us that does not have curbside recycling. So if we're going to be an innovative city, I believe that the next step is curbside recycling. So thank you.
Did you have a young lady that didn't introduce herself, maybe?
Zoe Johnson.
Thank you. All right.
And that's what we're hoping. We're hoping these kids, in every organization you have a strong core. In every organization. So we're hoping these kids with a strong core, they move to middle school, continue high school. So these kids with a strong core, you got it going on.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you, Bert.
Alright, sorry guys, we had some pictures of them recycling. Didn't get to work. Briefly, we had a lot planned. Thanks, Donnie. We can't talk about it anymore for that presentation you gave us. But I'm kind of going to introduce these guys and talk to you about the history of our recycling program at the high school and the benefits that I see our kids get every day. So right now we're just going to introduce, this is about a third of the whole class that recycles, but these are the ones that came, so they're going to introduce themselves.
I'm Noah Burns, and I'm in 12th grade.
My name is Javasio attend Calhoun High School. I am a junior there, and we recycle there every week. I really enjoy recycling with my teachers and classmates.
Let me see if I can get his name. Come on, right now, get his name.
My name is Octavius.
It's Octavius. It didn't turn right. Good job. All right, come here, Chance. We got Chandler Curtis back here, who we don't want him to talk. He'd talk too long, so everybody knows who that is. All right, so the history of our recycling at the high school, it kind of goes back 4 or 5 years ago to a life lesson I learned. If Judy comes to you and says, hey, I got something for us, run the other way. Run the other way. But so she said, well, do you want to start recycling? I said, sure. What does it entail? Well, we don't have anywhere to put it. We don't have anywhere to put it after we store it. What do we do? So she worked very hard with LT at the time, and he cleared some space out in the old auditorium and aside, and we just started collecting cardboard. And then we got it, and I said, all right, Judy, we've got this cardboard. Now what do we do with it? And it was time we loaded it up on a trailer, and we worked hard on it, getting it loaded up. And we get it on LT's trailer and take it out to a place on 41, weighed it, and I'm thinking, man, we're gonna go out to eat. I'm talking to him about all the stuff we can do with it. We're gonna go to Longhorn. Well, the process came back. We get the check, and it was $13.42. So we're kind of back to the drawing board as far as that goes. But from there, it's gone to that. That's one of these deals that these kids right here enjoy doing it. The way we do it in the school is we have different recycling locations within the school. But the biggest thing, the benefit that we get from my class, from my kids, is they get to go out during the school and go into other classrooms that they don't get to go into all the time. So we go and we'll do it. Normally we do it second block every day or every week. And we go and they knock on the door and go. And most teachers stop and talk and carry on conversations with them, which is the best part of it to me, seeing that interaction with them and the kids. Sometimes we get bad looks if they're having tests or something, but for the most part, they enjoy us being in there, and our kids love going in there and doing that for them. So from there, they put it into a bin. We store the bin behind the lunchroom. The next week, on Monday or Tuesday, which is today, we take the bins and we walk them all the way over to the warehouse, which today is 95. We got to get them and go. In December, when it's cold, I get them and take them all the way over there. And they drive me, because sometimes I'm like, let's just wait and do it tomorrow. But they know our schedule, and they kind of push us to go do it. The guys over there are awesome with us as well. Jacob, I know he was there today. As soon as we come in, they stop what they're doing and come help these guys dump it out. We weigh it, dump it off, and go. Now, sometimes we do kind of have to pull legs to get them to go in the classrooms or to go around, all right? That's where high schoolers, the incentive is always a little bit of money. So if I can say, all right, you're not going to Sonic. We went to Sonic last week, had their happy hour from 2 to 3, and we used money that we've made recycling to go do it. So that's kind of the incentive with that, so they enjoy that. It could not be done, the whole school system, and I'm sure y'all as well, without Judy. I know that she's been thanked before, but she's one of those that once she starts something, she's going to do it till the fullest. And I learned that from her in my time as a teacher. She came across, she had been a science teacher her whole career, and when she moved into the CTA department, I was at a point that I was kind of at a burnout phase, kind of going through the motions, and she came in and so she built this big snowball, and we just kind of pushed it. So I want to thank her again, and thank y'all for having us, and we'll keep recycling. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Clay, you want to stay for a picture? Y'all want to stay for the picture?
And real quick, if I could just say something, I overheard before the meeting that some of y'all were nervous about meeting our mayor because he's the leader of our community. But I want y'all to know that we sit in awe of y'all because you all are the leaders of recycling. Because I can tell you that I didn't grow up with recycling. And so it was my children and my husband who taught me how to recycle. And so y'all are making a huge change and a huge impact on our community. So we thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
She is exactly right. We could all learn from the job that you do and what you're teaching and making our community better. We thank you, each group, for what they do and for participating and being here tonight. Also want to take the time to thank all the partners, it's been it grown and grown. When a couple of years ago when Judy came in here, I never would have thought we'd have been seeing what we are seeing today when it comes to recycling. But she is a driving force and has been behind that, and a lot of thanks goes to Judy, and we appreciate what she's done and her daily efforts that go into the job. But if there's nothing else, if the students will join us up front, we'd just love to have our picture made with you. Oh, yeah.
Okay, we do have some wonderful giveaways. So if you have a ticket, you find your ticket, and I'm going to let you know. And you can imagine what we're giving away, the recycling bin before it's put out.
Hope I win.
The Home Depot. So the number is 8312789. 8312789. Okay, let's try this one. 8312759.
Where's that? Where's that?
Okay, and you can take one of the blue bins in the back. Mr. Garrigan, would you hold up the blue bin so everybody sees what you get? The big blue bin. Look at that.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vanna Garrigan.
And then the second one, I call out. Somebody already told us. Yeah, oh, she's come here. Wonderful. All right, thank you. And Mr. Garrigan, would you hold that up again? Maybe we have, yeah.
All right, Jamie.
You're welcome. We appreciate all you being here.
I have to put that in my garage.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I do it, but I do it.
Your kids.
Exactly.
Don't think everybody doesn't know what it means. Yeah, I saw it.
Macon's getting further and further away. All the rest of this you don't care.
If you're here.
There they go.
There they go. There they go.
There they go.
There they go.
I was having charging problem. My phone is like, usually I use like half a charge.
I tell you what, not only is Judy passionate about it, but every one of the adults are just.
We may never resume the meeting.
Yeah.
It's real.
Well, it's contagious, obviously.
I haven't got the book yet.
Get in here.
Oh my gosh, I really almost
It is contagious, but
well,
I've been fighting it off. We're taking vitamin C.
Me too.
Those young kids really, because they had guts.
Yes,
but
they
then
did.
those handicapped kids,
Wow, is all I can say. Wow.
I wanted to hide my plastic bottle.
Where's the recycle bin in here? There's usually not one in here.
Once again, we appreciate that presentation, and we'll move forward now. Want to remind everybody of the upcoming election that will be held on November the 3rd. There are also important dates to remember concerning the election. The first of those is October the 10th. This is the last day to register for the November election. Also on October the 16th is the first day to mail or issue absentee ballots, and also when the early voting begins. That's on October the 16th. Also, I'd like to remind everybody once again that you'll have the opportunity to continue the SPLOST vote. The vote will also be on the ballot at that time. I would encourage everybody to review the projects that are to be considered for that. I think the city has done a good job in putting some things on there for your consideration. So I would like for you to do that if at all possible. Also on the referendum would be an opportunity for a straw poll concerning the number of members on the city council, and that would be increasing that number from 4 to 6. And it is a non-binding vote, as I said, and also to set term limits for the mayor and council. Those term limits would be 3 for the council and 2 for the mayor. Mr. Hammond.
Thank you, Council and Mr. Mayor. That was a great group we just had here. The passion overflowed, and it wasn't just the children; it was the adult leaders. You could see it with them. This is going to be the 7th meeting I have before the end of my term. It's been my great honor to serve this community in this position, and have the opportunity to share some of my passions that I believe in as a human being and as a member of Calhoun, Georgia. One of them is going to be these 2 voting options that are going to be on the ballot. You know, the mayor said non-binding, and non-binding means we are not bound to do it, but if you, the voter, decides in large margins that we need to do it, then I can assure you this council will take action, and I'm fairly certain Representative Meadows will take it to the floor to make a charter amendment. I shared some data last week, and I'll always share this in advance with the council. Statistics related to other communities our size that have more than 4 voting members. That's 79% in the state of Georgia that are our size or slightly larger, and including our peer communities, as well as 72% of the MEAG communities. Now, those statistical data pieces will be posted on our website so that you can go and look at it and review it yourself for honesty and accuracy. Also, this is going out on YouTube, and if you've been noticing the amount of views we've been getting, it's going up every time. Obviously, tonight is going to be very busy. So next week, next meeting night, I'll be talking about the city of Marietta and how they voted and elected to have term limits in their city. Their mayor is just a tremendous guy who has been there many years, and he backed it 100%. They took it to the floor, and it is now part of the charter for Marietta. And we'll also talk about the statistics that have gone on all across America. It'll be staggering when you see it. So thank you, Council and Mr. Mayor, for allowing me time to talk about this. I will be speaking for the rest of my tenure about this and how passionately I believe in it and why I think it's right for Calhoun, Georgia. Let's recognize the candidates that we have sitting here at the table and out in the audience. We've got 5 great people who are running for office this year. The citizens have many choices, so if we expand the council, there's going to be a lot of great people who will step up and be leaders, and thank you to each one of you for willingness to do that. Thank you again.
Next item is public hearings. This time we'll have the public hearings. The public will have the opportunity to make pro and con comments with a 10-minute maximum time limit with each side, for each side of the matter, and with each person speaking having filed a financial disclosure statement 5 days prior to the hearing, if required, and each person giving their name and address. This time I'd ask if any council member has had need of a financial disclosure statement.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hearing none, the first item is a tabled public hearing concerning a beer pouring license request. This request was by Sue L. Merchant, World of Wings. This was located at 171 West Belmont Drive, Suite 7. At the time of the application, they had not submitted a proposed manager, so they have named a manager, and that manager would be Brittany O. Shields. So I have a motion to remove from table.
So moved. Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? This time we'll open the public hearing and we'll ask for comments concerning the beer pouring request for World of Wings at 171 West Belmont. Hearing none, we'll close the hearing and ask for a motion.
Moved.
Second.
Motion to approve and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Next item is public hearing of the proposed 2017 property tax millage rates. These are for the City of Calhoun and the Calhoun City Schools. City of Calhoun proposed millage rate remains the same as 2012 through 2016, and that rate is 1.98. Calhoun City Schools proposed millage rate remains the same as 2014 through 2016, and that rate is 17.985. City of Calhoun's current year's tax digest and levy, along with a history of the tax digest and levy for the past 5 years, was advertised in the Calhoun Times on August the 26th, August the 30th, September the 16th, and September the 20th, as well as it is available for anybody to review at www.cityofcalhoun-ga.com. This time we'll open the public hearing and ask if all the legal requirements have been met.
Yes, they have, Mayor.
Thank you. We'll begin with questions or comments. If anybody has any questions or comments concerning the millage rate, as stated, remains the same as it's been for the last several years.
I'll just add a statement. I mean, it's not a comment. That, I think it's pretty impressive. Both the school system and the city council keeping the millage rates the same for the number of years in the school system. It just shows how diligent we've all been on trying to keep our tax dollars low and not spending frivolously. So I think it's a good statement of both the organizations.
As stated before, the levy and the tax digest has been reported in the paper, and the council has a copy of that as well in your packet. This time, Mr. Peterson.
Might mention just a couple of things. The City of Calhoun digest in 2014, 3 years ago, was $31 million exemptions, and this year is $187,000 of exemptions driven by Freeport, and so these are gigantic numbers. The school system even more. Our school system this year is going to lose $500,000 because of Freeport. So it's an item we'll have to address in the future. I don't think we can continue this route. That's all I have.
Thank you for those comments. This time I'd ask if anybody else has any questions or comments concerning the millage rates. Please.
Dr. Taylor, let me ask a question. If we are looking at having to address this issue in the future, and probably the only way to address it would be a mill increase in the tax rate, what is the top for the city school system that they can raise based on state mandates? 20 mils? Okay. So we're getting very close to the top, aren't we? As most school systems are across the state of Georgia.
We're actually pretty low.
I know we're low in comparison, but that means we don't have a 5 to 10 point spread to go. So we have to, really be careful, don't we? Is there any discussion being held at the state about raising that? Because I know most of your surrounding school systems are approaching that 20 mark. Are you hearing anything?
There's always some discussion about it.
Serious discussion? Okay, thank you.
And we appreciate those comments. I think we are very fortunate in the fact that we've got members of the council that are former school board members, which has, and bottom line to me is one thing that I'm very thankful for is that we've got community support for our schools. It's always been a big driving factor. And when we look at it, and we appreciate the job that our schools do, and looking at the numbers you put out, the per pupil expenditure compared to some of the others in the surrounding areas and so forth, and other systems, you do a very good job of managing the money. So I thank you for that. And at this time, if there are no other questions or comments, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion concerning. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Next item is an ordinance amendment to strike or change certain articles, divisions, and sections of Part 2, Code of Ordinances, Chapter 22, Business, Article 3, Regulatory Licenses and Business Regulations, Division 5, Recycling Processing Centers for the purchase, sale, or processing of post-consumer or post-industrial materials, to add Section 22-322. And what this is an ordinance that would prohibit donation collection containers throughout the city. This time we'll open the public hearing and ask if there are any questions or comments concerning the prohibiting donation collection centers throughout the city. Mr. Gavinian, do you have anything to add to that?
No, just that it makes no distinction whether it's a local 501c3 or if it's a for-profit, because that can create constitutional issues just across the board. Those that are already in existence, we can start sending them out notices subject to approval of the ordinance by the council.
Thank you very much. Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, one question. Do we know how many 501(c)(3)s locally participate in this? Do we have any numbers at all?
I don't think we have any, everybody is a donation drop-off center, like the Voluntary Action Center, Salvation Army, Goodwill.
Right.
They're basically on site because they realize of the issues of the dumping problem. And even with the Voluntary Action Center, we fenced in the back area because of the dumping problem.
So you could manage it better.
We can manage it better.
Okay, great.
If no other questions or comments, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Next item is an ordinance to amend, strike, or change certain articles, divisions, and sections of Part 2, Code of Ordinances, Appendix A, Zoning. to repeal all conflicting ordinances or ordinance provisions, to clarify certain language or definitions, and to increase maximum building height for districts C2, General Business District, and Industrial G, Industrial District, to 75 feet. And this is increasing, like it said, just the height of the building from our 4 floors or 75 feet, whichever is the greatest.
Yes.
Mr. Gavinian, you have anything to add to that?
No, we just have been getting so many variance requests for new hotel specifications with the franchisees that it was starting, it was kind of like the signs out by 53, the variance was becoming, the exceptions were becoming the rule.
Thank you. This time we'll open the public hearing, ask for any questions or comments concerning the opportunity for the ordinance change. Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed. Next item is a beer package license request. This is by Muhammad Kuwar Ansari. And this business is KS Food Mart, and it's located at 461 Harris Beamer Road. Mr. Ansari will be the store manager. At this time, we'll open the public hearing and ask for questions or comments concerning the beer package license request. And for those that are familiar, I think this is had a license before and is a former location of Ray's Grocery. Any no questions or comments, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed. Second reading of an ordinance to amend the charter of the City of Calhoun relating to the municipal court. This is for the incorporation of the mandated changes to the charter. Mr. Gavinian.
Your Honor, just as basically the council to incorporate the changes that have already taken place. Our charter currently has the municipal court judgment served at the pleasure of the mayor and council, and in 2016 the legislature enacted very specific grounds for removal for continued and more and better ensured in judicial independence.
Thank you very much. And with that, the public hearing will be held on October the 9th. Next item is a Relay for Life Planning Committee is requesting permission to close Trammell Street from North Piedmont Street to North Wall Street, and North Piedmont Street from the corner of East Line Street to the corner of Trammell Street. And this would be for Relay for Life 2017. Closing times would be from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. This is on Friday, May the 4th in 2018. And with that, if there are no questions or comments, do I have a motion to allow the closure?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? We also have, I think there was a picture in your packet, a request from the wastewater treatment plant, and this would be to declare a 2005 Mack Granite CV 713 mileage, 249,242 miles as surplus. Do I have a motion to approve the request?
Motion to approve declaration of said truck as surplus.
Thank you.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Also, we have another special event road closure request. This is by Gordon Hospital Foundation. It is for the annual Run for Your Life 5K. The run is scheduled for Tuesday, October the 24th, with the race beginning at 6 p.m. The race route has changed this year and would start at Gordon Hospital It will go down 911 Boulevard, on to Curtis Parkway. It will continue on to Devonwood and finish at Gordon Hospital.
Looking at the map, it looks like it's the old Fun Run route. Yeah, that's a better route.
Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Very pleased to announce that we have a revolving loan fund application and a report from the loan review committee. And as has been discussed in the past, we certainly have an opportunity and pleased when we get a chance to loan out some of this money. We have approximately $1 million, a little over $1 million this time. We approved one at the last meeting, approved another $100,000 we approved not too long ago if they decide to take advantage of it, $350,000, and this request is for another $100,000, so it will hopefully get us down under the figure where the state can ask for some of those funds back. It has provided over 600 jobs to our community in the past, and something that we're very pleased with. And every time I do this, I want to say thank you to Clarence Harris and his foundation for the many things they've done for our community. And with that, I'll ask the revolving loan committee, advisory committee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We did meet last Friday, the 22nd, and discuss the Denise Stripling business. That's located here close to the post office. It's the old antebellum home. They do a catering service for many venues in town, and they're starting to offer meals prepared for the busy homemaker, for the millennials, and for individuals who want a better cooked meal, not fast food. So as we reviewed the finances, it was unanimous by the committee that this loan would be approved. It'll go into expansion and equipment modifications, and as Mr. Mayor said, that will take us down to the DCA limit of around $600,000. We were facing a hard deadline of the end of September. If we did not make these loans, then we'd have to turn that money back over to the state of Georgia. So this is money that's going into effect here in Calhoun, Georgia. If you have an opportunity, look up her business, Over the Moon Events and King Street Market, and see if you can find it in your family's venue. So that was approved. Mr. Mayor, I will make a motion to the council to move forward with that.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. I would like to say before you go on, Eddie, tell me if I'm wrong. Hadn't the state or talked about how Calhoun has been really one of the staples of how the revolving loan has worked so well? And
we've had people contact, the state has had people contact us, DCA has, to how do you do it, Calhoun? Because like the mayor says, we've been doing it since the Clarence Harris day, right, and 600 jobs. So I think Athens called me recently and said, could we have your model? And so I sent them our model. So we've done it well, and with these two loans for sure, we'll get it back down about $800,000, which is right on the cusp of our 30% of total assets. And if B Academy comes through, like David says, we'll be under $600,000.
And let me make another comment. Legal, as well as Mr. Peterson and Mr. Worley, submitted a proposal from the mayor and council asking DCA to think about what is next. All of these were done on job creation. If you created or retained a job, you were eligible to borrow a certain amount of money. We've asked that be expanded, and we've asked that it look at economic opportunities. As we move into a changing downtown with downtown living, downtown dining, entertainment, we'd like to see other ways to stimulate our economy. And so that letter has been signed, and I'm thinking pushed to DCA.
It will be. So
we should hear shortly if we are the next plan that needs to be copied and duplicated because of success that we're having here in Calhoun.
And we always talk about other communities and what they're doing well, and copy what they're doing if they're doing something great that we think. But it's kind of nice that other communities are thinking what we're doing is great, and we're being their model. So that's kind of nice to hear.
Absolutely. Thank you for those comments. Next item is a special event permit. This is for, request is for United Way of Gordon County Young Leaders Society in association with the Downtown Development Authority and Wall Street Grill. The event will be titled Food Trucks and Friends and it will be held in the depot parking lot on Thursday, November the 2nd. The event would be from 5 to 9. And they had one similar to this in the past that was very successful. And so with that, do I have a motion or to approve the request?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Also, temporary outdoor alcohol special event permit. This would be from Wall Street Grill. This permit is in association with a special event permit for United Way of Gordon County Young Leaders Society and the DDA. And this request is to allow the provision of alcohol by Wall Street Grill, currently holding a valid Class B beer and wine license for on-premise consumption. Wall Street Grill will apply for their alcohol special event permit with the State Department of Revenue upon city approval. And with that, do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Mr. Peterson.
Mayor, I'm going to go home and do some recycling.
I know of no reason to go to executive session.
Mr. Mayor, 1 second. I meant to mention this earlier and it slipped my mind. Let me remind those that are watching live on YouTube as well as everybody that's in the audience with us, Council and Mayor, coming up this next week on October the 3rd from 5:30 to 7 p.m., the Tom B. David Airport will be celebrating 50 years of operation. They're going to be hosting the Chamber After Hours event. So everybody's encouraged not only to come see the airport, but to see the plans for the future of that airport. So, Mr. Mayor, thank you for letting me make that comment.
And real quick, I do want to ask Suzanne, do y'all know the number that you had in attendance last time at the food truck?
It was a little over 800, I think.
That's awesome. It's wonderful.
I'll just tap on that. Why Thursday night instead of a Friday night this time? Is there a reason?
Well, we sent out a survey and just got some feedback and just wanted to try Thursday evening.
I was just curious.
Well, Thursday's the new Friday, right?
Okay.
Great job, ladies. Great
Mr.
job.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
just for the record, I will be out of town on October 9th, so I will miss the next meeting. So,
You want to leave the proxy?
if you want me to, yeah, postpone if you want to. I mean,
With that, I know of no reason to go to executive session.
Mr.
Certainly
Vickery
with
has, he's,
What we talked about earlier this afternoon, first time ever that I can ever recall, the American Public Power Association is considering gathering municipal public power-oriented utility crews to assist the U.S. Virgin Islands and the
Puerto Rico.
the state of Puerto Rico. And that's a unique thing. Don't know if it would fit into our bailiwick, but we were specifically contacted because we've utilized it, we have provided service. And if you wanted to know another place where they think, they call Calhoun for something special, this is one of those places. They look forward to it. But
Keep us in the loop on that, if you will.
Yeah, I can go with y'all and translate.
Yeah.
You see?
And
If you go, well, no, but Puerto Rico, you know, yeah.
And I would think also the reason Mr. D. Ford and his department was contacted was because of the job that they do.
Yes, definitely.
And the willingness to help that we exhibit all the time. And we, once again, thank you and your employees for that. So,
Jeff, do you think that'll happen?
The American Public Power sent the New York down there yesterday with an observation team, and they're evaluating right now.
Okay.
I heard today on NPR that they have absolutely no power at all. It is awful. They're in dire need. Yeah.
You're not going to be driving your truck, so you know. that'll be a.
There's a lot of logistics to work out. They don't have some details.
Yeah.
They don't know when and if they can even do this.
They just need help.
I need help.
With that,
Motion
no
to
other
adjourn.
business, got a motion to adjourn. Who
Never.
seconded that, Al?
Never.
Second.
Oh, I'll second.
All those in favor?